Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Well, out here we're kind of wondering if it's garden season yet. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting to get going on it, and well, the weather's kind of picked up. It's been kind of nice the last couple days, but it got cold last weekend. But we started tilling the garden. We spread a bunch of manure out, and luckily we've got lots of manure to spare down at the corral, so spread out a bunch of manure. This side's actually been tilled in twice now, so that side's actually tilled the manure in, so it's pretty good on manure. But we're getting it tilled in twice, and hopefully we can get some vegetables planted pretty soon. But we're going to do this a third time, because if you guys have been with us for a while, you know that our water around here is not very good. It has high alkalinity. The total alkalinity is pretty high pH, lots of minerals. But the alkalinity is the problem, guys. That's what causes your plants to not want to grow. It doesn't allow them to take up the nutrients. And it's been a learning curve for us. We haven't always known that, but for the last couple of years we've kind of known, and we've been trying to make adjustments. There's the old Troy built. I had to clean the carburetor out, but it's running good again. Year number 2 for that. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some fast-acting sulfur that I picked up at the feed store, and we're going to put it on the ground here. So we're going to spread it out pretty liberally, and then we're going to till that in. And then, of course, after that's tilled in, we're going to throw some sulfur in there as well. And then what we're going to do is till that in, and then after that, I'm going to sprinkle some more sulfur on top. But then at that point, we're going to be ready to plant. Yeah, so the sulfur is going to create a little bit more of an acidic soil, and we kind of need an acidic soil to counteract that high alkalinity that we got. Now, the problem, guys, with manure, believe it or not, I didn't realize it, but it actually is alkaline. And so this is pushing our soil the wrong way on the pH. However, we need the nutrients in there, so we went ahead and did that. And that, guys, is why we're going to do a double dose of the sulfur, and hope it works out. And while we're talking about the garden, I'm going to go ahead and walk around over here to the little lawn we got going on, if you guys remember that little thing. And it's a similar problem with the lawns. The high alkalinity water, causes it to stifle, not grow very good. However, we're working on that as well. We put some sulfur on there. I added some more seed to the program, so hopefully we can get something going. It is greening up, but that's not very thick. It's pretty sparse. However, it's better than nothing. But what we got going on is a water problem, so we put some sulfur on there, and I think that's really gonna help it out. Let's see if we can see some of this sulfur. Oh, we can see some weeds down in there, can't we? There's a little bit of specks of sulfur in there. So what that's gonna do is raise that up a little bit acidic and combat that water for us. It's just an interesting battle out here. If you guys have soil and water problems, such as we do, it can be quite interesting. Now, that's our lawn. Pretty sparse, but I tell you what, out here, I'm feeling pretty happy. It came back. We're still going. It didn't die out, So I think that's a win so far. We're feeling pretty good. So take a peek here at this little tree that we had growing last year, and let's look right down here. If you can see, do you guys see that little leaf right there at the end that's kind of gone brown, dead? Go ahead and pop him off of there. There he goes. Anyways, that's what happens with this water, because it refuses to pull the nutrients out of the ground into the plant or the grass, the vegetables, whatever it is, and it causes it's basically starving to death of nutrients. It just isn't allowed to do it. So that sulfur, I don't know if you guys can see all that sprinkles of sulfur down there. That's going to help combat that as well with this tree, and hopefully, it's an experiment, but of course I will let you guys know as the year goes on. But hopefully we can get some stuff growing around here with the water that we have, and have a little bit better season than last year. Not that last year was a disappointment. I felt pretty good about it, but I'm hoping for better things. I'm really hoping this lawn with this sulfur is going to fill in, choke out all the weeds, and have a nice thick patch over here, because who doesn't like grass? Especially when all you have is dirt. Good grief. So if you guys remember last year, if you were with us, over here we had tomatoes, and we actually had some really nice tomato plants. I have to say, they did really well. No complaints there. I think we're not going to do a whole lot over here to change that, and you know, don't fix what's not broken, right? Everywhere else was lacking. Maybe the potatoes. The potatoes did okay. It wasn't crazy, but they did all right. So tomatoes and potatoes are going to kind of get the same treatment as last year, just with a little bit of sulfur and fertilizer added in. And so not much going on there. But everything else, beans were pathetic. Carrots were mediocre, not too bad. But the peas could not survive. The onions died. No cucumbers. The lettuce was not too bad, but it could do a little better. And let's see what else. Watermelons, squashes, pumpkins underperformed. We did get a few of each, if you remember, but it was not really that impressive. So with all this new stuff we're doing, we're hoping for better. I also have some acid, liquid acid that you put in the water, actually, and dilute the water with it. Or actually, you dilute the acid with the water, and it turns your water more acidic. And so we have a little bit of that we're going to throw in there. We're going to try a few things. It's going to be quite the experiment. It's like going back to doing some chemistry almost here. Anyways, hang in there, guys. It's going to be an interesting year with the garden. Hopefully we'll have some big squashes, and we're going to try to grow a giant pumpkin. So that's going to be cool. Hang in for that. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.